Hello gamers and welcome to some more preview content for Steel Division 2. The Battle of Dukla Pass DLC is about to be released and we're going to look at the first Allied division. And that's the first Czechoslovak Army Corps, Soviet-controlled battle group, the Czechoslovakian Army in exile, refugees, Slovak POWs and defectors, Soviet citizens of Czechoslovakian origins, small formation, battle-hardened veterans, paratroopers, and they have their own air regiment. And they have some paratroopers as well, and they will be only appearing in A phase and B phase, because then historically they've been withdrawn and airdropped and to support the Slovak national uprising. So they are in A and B phase in this division, and then in C phase in this division, which is a really cool touch. They've got amphibious tanks, some new units as well. So I can already tell you this is going to be a very interesting division. Now the distribution of slots, it's kind of like a rifle division in a sense, but you have decent recon slots, very decent infantry slots, and you have tremendous tank slots. Combination of tank slots and infantry slots is quite nice, and it will also be very good slots, as you will see, very good units in the slots for those slots. Support tab very decent, anti-tank tab good, EA not so good, but you get two cheap slots, good artillery, and air slots are a bit tight. Let's take a look here first. So you do get the parachutiste, so that's the paratrooper unit, only A and B phase. They are only 8 men, but still you get 8 PPS 43s, RPG 43 against tanks, and radar and shock, and this is 15 points. 15 points. So this is a really good unit in my opinion. And with radar it will be hard to spot. You can put them in houses, you can use them in CQC in the Green Forest, and they take out tanks as well. And you get the Saperi for just 15 points. It's 9 men only and no LMG, but you don't really need an LMG on Saperis, on Pioneer troops, and yeah, you get a very good price with 15 points, A and B phase locked. Really cool uniform as well, in my opinion. And you get the leader, and this leader is just 15 points. It's 2 PPS 43 shock and tank rider, which won't help that much because it's just 2 guys. But it's a 15-point leader, incredible. Then you get the Parasaperi, that's your Flamer paratroopers, 8 men strong, just 20 points. Flamer, smoke, semi-automatic rifle. Yeah, another incredible unit. You get shock, radar trait. Then you get the Parachutiste DT. This is basically your machine gun squad. You get 3 DT light machine guns with them, so there are not that many squads with 3 machine guns, so this is pretty good. Again, A and B phase locked, very affordable. You get 2 cards of Strelkis, that's like with the PPS 43, good I think new weapon, or at least rare. Availability is great. You can even double vetting them, drops them quite a bit. Single vetting, you still get 8 in A phase. When you get the Strelki PTR, they come with PTRD, anti-tank rifles, so really nice for A phase, and they are 20 points and 12 men strong. This is insane. Yeah, I think this is really good. Velitel Saperov, another leader. This leader is 5 points more expensive, but it comes with 4 men on the card. It's 3 dudes. They have an AT weapon. Unfortunately, they do have the semi-automatic rifle, so you should micro that a little bit maybe and switch that off, or put it on hold fire. And you get the motorized Avtomachiki. They can come in M2A1s in B phase. Perfect 16. You can bring them in V phase, you should. Fantastic CQC. Aftermachiki, very good unit. The LMG helps them out if they have to get through a patch of yellow forest. And you get the Strelki SVT with 10 SVTs and 2 DP 28s, 25 points. Can come in any phase. You get 2 cards, so you're really flexible here for your double LMG squad. Then you get the Tanko Strelki, 10 PPS 43, Shock, Tank Rider, Flamer, and they can come in the M5A, so you need to bring them kind of basically single vetted in A phase, or you could bring them double vetted in B phase, depending on what you want. So maybe you bring the Aftermachiki in B phase and the Tanko Strelki in A phase, potentially. It also gives you some nice after power in A phase. And then you get the Velitel Samopalnikov leader in A phase, 6 men strong with shock, no radio though. Sniper rifle, 5 PPS 43, anti-tank grenade, just 25 points, and you do get 4 leaders on the card in A phase. B phase it's 6, so that's really great in A phase. And here you even get 8 leaders in B phase and 4 in A phase with this 4-man strong leader with smoke if you're more of a smoker. And last but not least, you get the Tresny Odile, which is like this penal squad, I assume. And you get 3 DP 28s, 13 Mosin Nagant, PTRD, 3 PPS 43, 20 men strong. You can bring it in any phase, so depending on your playstyle. This is a totally insane infantry tab, in my opinion, with a ton of very, very good unit, some half tracks, very affordable units. You can play it a bit spammy as well. So this is a very, very good infantry tab, in my opinion. Recon tab, you get like a new unit here. It's just 5 points and can be a nuisance. It's not super slow. It won't fight that much, but it's got high optics. 5 points, 6 on the card in A phase, 12 in B phase. This is like more on the card than with a bike, and it's definitely, or the same like a bike I think, but it's definitely more durable. You also get the carrier Dushka that can also shoot at planes, so this can also be a very, very annoying little unit when you play against it. It's worth considering. And all those other units are also new, like this one, which is amphibious, by the way. You get the Proshkrimichi, which is PPS 43, basically your Aufklärer. And you do have some options, including the carrier, but it's a carrier without the Dushka, and you can also bring them in this little armored vehicle, which is a nice option, I think. And it's not that slow either, I think. Let me check. Yeah, very, very fast, like an Opel Blitz. Then you get the Para Ot Strelovac. It's your sniper team, 2-man sniper team, 4 on the card, single vetted. Yeah, pretty cool. 2 cards. Then you get 2 cards of Para Pushkumichi, your paratroopers. They don't have radar. I don't know why. Maybe there was no space on the card, I don't know. And 8 PPS 43 smoke DT rifle, which is a light machine gun though, so you can't shoot below 100 meter range, unfortunately. But still a really good unit for just 20 points. It's basically a CQC unit for 20 points with radio. You get 2 cards. And then you also get Another fantastic card that can also come in a carrier if you wanted to. And that's your bazooka unit. 6 men, 6 PPS 43, so they can fight in CQC against quite a few units, at least a little bit. And they have smoke, bazooka, yeah, or another great unit. And here I think the leaders didn't have special. No. So basically, it will be very easy to fill those 4 slots. Might be even worth filling 5 slots depending on your playstyle. We get to another great tab, and that's the tank tab, where you get a leader tank for just 5 points. I mean, obviously this new vehicle, which is also amphibious, is a bit shite, doesn't have radio, but at the end of the day it's an armored leader for 5 points. So as a German division you pay at least 20 points for your infantry leader, and you get 3, and here you get 3 armored leaders, so quite nice. The T-70, if you get the T-70 you should often take it. It's a light tank and it usually punches above its weight class. It's got 75mm penetration. It's just 25 points with decent availability. It's probably worth double vetting even. And you get the T-34-76, where you can use that tank rider trait from your tankos. And Kobe Streltsy, medium tank, and that also usually punches above its weight class with its 100 penetration, in particular against German Panzer Force. You get the leader variant as well. You also get the 43 variant, and which does have a better availability, but as you can see, you have less armor, and basically you trade the armor for more ammunition, and you have less availability, more availability as well. So price is the same, and phase locking obviously is a bit different. The one with more armor can come in B and C phase only, and the other tank can come in A and B phase. There's a leader variant as well, forced double vet though, like the other one. And you get T-34-85s. They also often uptrade. They've got decent range, 1,750 meters. They've got APCR at 1.5 kilometer range, and then they've got their AP shells that go through a lot of armor. B and C phase locked. And then you get Czech T-34-85-43, which does have a different gun. As you can see, 145, 40%, and this one also 40%. Well, this is this 3-gun basically, but this one can come in A phase, so you have a really good A phase tank as well with range. And then this is the first time you get the IS-1 without being a leader. I think there's only a leader variant so far in the game. 160mm penetration, 145mm penetration, like the T-34-85. B and C phase locked. The Soviet tanks, but this is very good. And to round it up, you get a card of IS-2s. Insane division, I think. Great infantry, and then you get tanks, light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks. So you get all you need. Quite insane. Here you get to get in the support tab something new, the Ampulette, which is like a flame. That's new, and it's kind of like a flamer unit. But I don't know if this is worth taking, because it's only 500 meter range. So most infantry will kill it, I guess. You get 3 cards of the good Soviet, basically, mortars with their 800-meter range, definitely worth taking in my opinion. You get 2 paratrooper Maxims for A and B phase. Hard to spot, radar trait, you get 8 on the card, you can double vet them and you still get 6, and they come in a Jeep. Quite insane. You get a Paradushka for more killing power. But you could bring them in this. Still quite fast. You get the fantastic OB-25 with heat shells in a paratrooper variant. So really hard to spot. You get 3 cards of supply trucks, and your commander options are the bike, the infantry dude, and the T-34-76. So absolutely decent, or actually quite good tab here. What you're lacking is your 2K HE. There's no 2K HE. You get the 500-meter HE basically instead. Anti-tank tab. You get lots of slots. You get the PTRS 41. They are not as crazy as they used to be, but still fast, and they can be super annoying. You can smoke. You can use them for some spotting as well. And you get a new unit, the Paralovchi Tanko, another paratrooper unit with radar trait. They have 4 PPS 43, 3 anti-tank rifles with 6 damage, and smoke and anti-tank grenades. So they are like a nightmare for a lot of units, in particular for light tanks, half-tracks and the likes. So, but they are a bit slow with the Studebaker. We get the M42 45mm, and as per usual for the Soviet-ish, in this case Czech, but Soviet-style build division with APCR. And yeah, very fast, very good. You get a paratrooper variant, so that you basically pay 5 points more and get invisibility. And it's this 376.2mm. This looks different than usual, I think. I think usually the SS3 has the radio trait and this one doesn't. You do get APCR, you get AP shells, it's quite affordable. You have indirect fire, so quite nice. Then you get a cut of this too. For A phase only though. And you even get Su-85s. And they can pen 180mm with and 1.5K range for just 65 points. It's a really good unit, and with their normal AP shells they still pen 145mm. Very, very good unit, very good tab. So another good tab. Now this tab is a less good tab, but it's still, you know, 3 points for 2 cards. It's not too bad. You get the truck option, and I think this Maxim, or this like quadruple Maxim, is pretty bad. But you get 2 cards of this 37mm, and yeah, I mean you get 3 in A phase if you wanted to, single vetted, and then you can bring 6 more in B phase. I mean that's not too bad, right? And then you get this this one, which also serves as an AT gun with 145mm penetration, which is great. You can use that aggressively in A or B phase. Maybe you put this in A phase and then this in B phase, potentially, depending on which this gun you take. Because you could also put this in C phase, this in B phase, and don't play with an AA gun in A phase. Depending on what you bring in your air tab. Artillery tab. You get your Recon dudes, your Beobachter basically. You get your artillery commander. You get 80mm mortars. You get M30 120mm. Also with heat, 1.5K range. Not too shabby. And indirect fire, you can use it very aggressively. The M60 also with AP shells, decent, very accuracy, good penetration, and 10 shots against tanks. It's got HE shells as well. You can really use this aggressively as well. It has radio, so quite nasty. And this is a good division for Bori, I think. So you can use your artillery very aggressively here. You get 3 cards of 120mm mortars, and you get the paratrooper variant for 10 points more, but with radio, 120mm radio mortar, pretty insane. And then you get the ML20 152mm. Is that a new one? Not quite sure. Let me check quickly. Yeah, I think this one is new. No, this one is new. The M60 is new. And it can be used, yeah, it says in the description as well, as an AT gun, very good AT gun actually, with 2K range. And this one, with your radio power, you can go and play the artillery game with this division as well. Quite a good tab and very affordable, very versatile division. Now here you basically only get 3 affordable slots, so you need to think about what you want to do. You get, so you can't really compensate for this, but I think, like I've shown you, if you put this maybe in A or B phase, and then this in B or C phase, you have more than enough AA. You get your Recon, air Recon. You can also use this as a fighter, but you only get 1 in A phase. Now this HE cluster plane, I think it's not that great from what I recall. It's also quite slow, very good resilience obviously. And you get a rocket plane, a very good resilience. Could be an interesting pick. This is your fighter option, the LA-5N. Bad resilience, only 20 mils. I think you can rather go for the bomb variant. If you take this unvetted, you only get 2, but with medium agility but light payload, so they can come back rather quickly. You get the Mitchell 800 kg bombs, that's decent. You get the Cobra 1 250 kg bomb, good fighter loadout, and unfortunately bad resilience, but maybe this in B phase, single vetted for the very good agility and increased accuracy might be an option. It's a medium payload. And then you get 1 P2 bomber. They used to be busted, but they are and now they are still decent. So this is an absolutely, in my opinion, incredible division, because I think you don't really have a very weak tab. Maybe the air tab is a bit weak. The A tab is, I think, sufficient because of the slot costs as well. And all the other tabs are incredible, in particular the mixture. And you even get, you know, with the Dushka, you get some kind of, and the half tracks, you get some kind of lightly armored vehicles. So this is a crazy division, and I'd be surprised if it, and infantry is good and cheap, and I'd be very surprised if this division doesn't do fantastically on the ladder and you know, in tournament games. So let's take a photo of actually this unit, because it's pretty good. And let's try to throw together a deck. I think I go balanced with this one. And having these with the armored vehicle in A phase, I think, is a good idea. We definitely need to take these guys, because they're crazy good. 1 in B phase, also for the radio. Snipers, maybe 1 in A phase. And then The bazooka dudes are a must pick. Let's put them in B phase. With the carrier. The carrier is a bit slow. But it can be so annoying, and I think I'll take it in the carrier. Infantry tab. So many good options. So we take, this is basically CQC and AT in A phase. Then we get them for CQC and B phase with the TNT. And the Parasaperi with the Flamer. Bring them double vet in B phase. I don't take this commander, I want one that where you get 4 on the card. Partialist DT, A phase and B phase. Strelky PTR potentially, but for sure the motorized after Machiki in B phase. Single vetted, so we get all those half tracks. Which leader are we going to take? I think I'm going to take the leader with radio. This leader in B phase is also quite nice, but let's take him in A phase. Unless we fill the entire tab. Now that's another nice CQC unit for C phase maybe. And we need these guys in B phase potentially. And the Tankos. In A phase. Okay, now this is like completely filled. A phase, we've got the parachutists, that's CQC. Cheap. 3 DTs, the leader. More CQC with half tracks. We kind of lack one rifle unit here. Here we've got the Saperi with Flamer. There's too much in B phase, to be honest. Yeah, I think we put the beefy squad in C phase. Only 4 men more, but we don't need them in A phase. And I think there's too much CQC now in A phase, but they need to come in B phase. Oh, I misclicked here. I might switch the Saperi out. I mean, they are fantastic, but we've got the Flamers, and I think we go for the Flamers because they are double vetted. Not sure which squad would perform better in CQC. I'm guessing the Parasaperi. A little bit better at least. Really feel like we need some more, like, we don't have any SVTs yet. So let's take one Strelky SVT in A phase. We could take them in B phase and put the parachutist in A phase, but I think this is okay. Tank tab. For balance, we're definitely going to take 2 IS-2s in B phase. We're going to take the IS-1 because we can. Oh wow, double vet in B phase. We're definitely going to take the Czech T-34 in A phase if we want to apply lots of pressure at a certain point. I definitely want to take the T-70. No, well, we need the tank rider stuff in A phase. We need some medium tanks in B phase. Oh no, let's take them to spam in C phase. And then I'm inclined to take a leader, a B phase leader. Or we could take this in A phase and we take the infantry leader in B phase. Okay. Let's jump to the support tab. I'm not going to take this, but I'm going to take this in A phase. Para-Maxim, double vet in A phase. The Dushka, single vet in B phase in these a little bit faster trucks. This has to come in A phase. We just single vet it. We need a supply truck as well. Okay, that looks good. Commander might be an option, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to take this squad here with the 3 PTRT tank rifles. It's kind of better in A phase, but it drops so harshly, so let's take that in B phase. Let's take the SU in A phase. The Para in the Willis in A phase. And we need one proper AT gun, so I'm not taking the ZIS 3, I think. Let's take, oh, this is A phase. So let's take this in B phase. What is this? Interesting. Yeah, let's take the ZIS 3 gun in B phase. Then I don't have a proper AT gun in A phase, but I've got so many good tanks. And we can still take this in A phase, maybe, but also we'll take a look at the artillery. Yeah, well, I'm actually going to take this in A phase. And I'm going to take this in C phase. Sorted. Artillery. Definitely the radio. Oh, that drop is steep, so let's take them here. We're going to take one of these. Can we take them with ammo? Yes, we can. And then the new M60. It's kind of like also like an AT gun, like a gun I want to use in A phase. M30, also a nice option here with the heat. No air. I'm going for the Cobra in B phase. And the LA5FN in A phase. Now, I think we need to free some space. I think we need to get rid of the sniper. Gives us 3 points. We could bring some more tanks. I mean, I don't necessarily need these light tanks in A phase because I've got, or these medium tanks in A phase, because I've got the Su-85 in A phase. And we could, I mean, it's for the tank rider, but they can go with this as well. We could take the T-70, which is really good, but it's 4. We could take more artillery, but I think that's enough artillery. Air Force. Let me take another look. support tab. I mean, this would be fun to try out, but I think I wouldn't put that in my deck. Let's go for tough choices. Basically, I will go for some more tanks. Got 30 tanks. Got such great tanks. I think B phase could do with some lighter tanks of sorts. Oh no. So what we could do is we could put these in B phase. In C phase, sorry. Put these in B phase. That would be 12. Instead of 6, we still have the Su-85. And then we could put the T-70 in A phase. We could even double vet it for more accuracy. But I think I go for spammy. Another option would be, in my opinion, to take one of those tank leaders. I mean, this tank leader, we would have one less, but more durability. But I think this is actually quite nice. I want the cheap tank leader. Getting leaders for so cheap is a really cool thing. So this is how I'm going to build it. Let me know what you think. I think this division, yeah, is incredible. Look at this, 105 super good infantry, 40 fantastic tanks of all sorts, from light to super heavy, a very good support tab, good anti-tank tab. We have anti-tank in the AA and artillery tab as well. We get radio, artillery and mortars. Air tab I built a bit light, but I did build an Axis division with a kind of like an air spam tactic with the Me-210s. And I tend to lose my planes anyway, and I didn't build it very artillery heavy, as you can see. If you go for more artillery and maybe one more plane like a bomber and maybe one card less of infantry or so, I think that's possible as well. And infantry, obviously, you can play around with quite a bit because the options are great. You could go more spammy. You could, for example, build a spam deck with parachutist and Zapari for hardly any cost. And the Strelki, I mean, you could build this Vanguard and just spam your opponent to death with infantry, I suppose. And the Strelki PTR, so this is insane. The options you get with this division. Now I went for balance because I can't push very well. But I think if you were to build this division, and if you are like a more aggressive player, you have your very aggressive artillery, you have your radio, you have your 50mm mortars with 800-meter range. You can easily build this Maverick or Vanguard and completely crush your enemy with good tanks and fantastic infantry. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Until then, bye for now.